What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Classroom, where we try to give you tidbits and snippets of how to do things and how we do things specifically. So I have in the shop right now a 2012 Chevy Impala with a 3.6 liter. Buddy brought it to me, asked me to do a tune-up for him, been running kind of rough. So let me show you what I found and the steps we took from there to kind of make a decision of what the issue is. All right, so right off the bat, when I pulled this cover off, the first thing I noticed is something here doesn't match the others. This injector has definitely been replaced at some point, which tells me there's been a problem in that cylinder. So I proceeded along, starting here, and I'm only about halfway through the job when I got this far. I pulled these 3 plugs, and let me show you the difference in these plugs. So the first cylinder here, nothing too crazy. Burned a little off, probably trying to compensate for whatever was going on. Let's see if we can get a focus. Same with this one, nothing too crazy. Maybe running a little lean, trying to compensate. But then we get to this one. Now this one was completely doused and soaking wet when I pulled it. It's had time to dry now. Yeah. So what that tells me is that somebody replaced an injector here. And maybe the injector was bad, maybe it wasn't, but to try and get rid of a misfire on this cylinder. When in factuality, looks like the injector is stuck open, would be my guess. So how do we validate that? Well, we pulled it out, it smelled like gas, it was sopping wet. There's clue 1. Clue 2, let me show you clue 2. Clue 2 comes on our handy dandy scanner. This is an Amazon special for me. This is not, how do I want to put this? I'll put the description and the link for this one. It's about 250 bucks, and it does just about anything you would ever need to do in your garage. So I definitely recommend having something like this. You can get a little $50 scanner just to pull codes. This goes a little further than that. You can check transmission module, body modules, things like that. So for 250 bucks, I highly recommend it. But anyways, we go through his list of codes here, and we get to what we're working on today, which is fuel injector group E supply voltage circuit high. So that tells me that we either have a bad injector that's stuck open and shorting out, or we have a grounded out wire, a broken wire, something along those lines. Alright, so we've got the whole intake removed, everything taken off now, and the rear is just as I expected. I pulled everything off in order. So again, looks like it was running lean, and all of that was to compensate for the fact that this side was running super rich. It is doused in gas. Smells like a bottle of gasoline. So that's gonna be our problem. So we got cylinder 5, cylinder 2 injectors are both gone. Now, pop this sucker off. So I guess I'm gonna have to pull both the fuel rails and get these injectors out, and hopefully all the O-rings are good on the other ones and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna get that all ripped out and see where we're at. All right, so we pulled the fuel rails out. We determined that this injector and this injector were in fact bad. The way I did that was with some wires and a 9-volt battery. Basically you can clip the wires on in here and it'll fire the solenoid on and off. If it does not do it consistently, you have a problem. So it was only working about 50% of the time. So new ones are in. All the O-rings have been siliconed up. I'm sorry, not silicone. All the O-rings have been properly lubricated so they go back in. I'm a little worried about the old ones, but there were only 2 available and I had to go to 2 different stores to get them. So 2 is all we're getting today. So I'm going to go ahead and get these back in, get this motor back together, and we will test it out and see how well these new injectors work out. Well, we just got the car started back up. Had some battery issues with it being dead when we went to go start it back up, but it's running now. Take a peek here. Still a few minor issues that needs, but running 100 times better. Doesn't seem to be dumping fuel in there. The codes are not pulling up yet for that circuit, so we're good for the moment. But that's what you're going to want to look at for these and pay attention to when you're trying to diagnose a situation like that. So, well, thanks for checking out this episode of MM Classroom. Remember, if you want to see more content like this, just hit that subscribe button. And until then, have fun fixing.